Ladies and gents, we are live. Welcome. Wait for some friends to join and then ask questions, and we should be off to the races with this live stream. Currently waiting for a new video that I just finished filming to finish uploading. Really good agency vlog video, 35 minutes. Pretty long, but she's fantastic. If you have any questions, feel free to drop. This video is going to upload sooner than I thought. It's okay, that'll be a good thing. Hey Andrew, how you doing? Good question. I think offering your services for free, or maybe not for free, but like for free with the contingency that if they're happy with the work, they can pay for the services. Otherwise, if they're not happy, they don't have to pay. I mean, pricing ultimately comes down to ideally pricing based off value. And Hyper Gamer, how you doing, brother? But it's hard to say. I mean, it really depends on the service that you offer. In the beginning, I just recommend you use a retainer model and that you price it fairly and probably slightly lower than whatever the market average would seem to be. Just because you don't have as much experience and you want to build up some case studies, and ideally you want to learn as fast as possible, and your close rates are typically higher when you have a lower price point, and so it allows you to get some work faster. Obviously, saying your services are free is the best way, but yeah, I'm sorry if that's a bit vague or broad, but ultimately I kind of have to keep it that vague because I don't know what service you're trying to offer. But I'm doing well, thank you. Very productive day. Sam is pretty much what you'd expect in real life. He's extremely introverted, but it's funny seeing like the distortions in Sam's lens. I mean, his heart is very, very closed. If you know anything about like whatever chakras and, you know, an open heart versus someone who has a closed heart, Sam's heart is very, very, very closed, and to the point where it's like he's kind of like nervous to smile. Like he doesn't really fully smile when he laughs. It's like, it's just, he's really unique, and obviously that's allowed him to get to where he is today. So I absolutely love everything about the guy, and I just think he's very eccentric is the best word. Eccentric. I believe it's eccentric. He's odd, but he's also like really easy to get along with and talk to, especially around the topic of business. So lost your voice. Yeah, trying to live stream every now and then. Honestly, I just kind of go live when I'm bored. I'm publishing a video right now. Fantastic agency vlog video. Agency vlog number 2, 35 minutes. Talk about dopamine detox, culture canvas, leadership alignment, video games, drugs, backgammon, chess, frequency and potency of dopamine hits, observing the dopamine hits, how dry business is relative to video games, and eliminating portals and distractions. Yeah, really good topics. Very excited for it to go live. If any of the 6 friends on this live streams have questions, please ask questions. I'm too tired to think of things to answer or talk about. Excuse me. Ladies and gents, welcome to video number 2 of You Around Your Life Instant. That would be the new video that's going live. Afternoon slump pill. I typically like. Yeah, the afternoon slump is a real thing. I mean, the problem with taking the pill is that if you do it too frequently, it becomes a morning slump, because then you become dependent on a natural stimulant. It's not like a natural stimulant, some form of natural nootropic stimulant, which is typically some form of natural caffeine. And that's not ideal. So my recommendation is just to sleep more. Try sleeping 9 hours. Go to sleep at 11 a.m. If you have something to track your sleep, track it. Because if you have no workout, if you don't work out, you eat poor, you have bad habits, and you eat before you go to sleep, you eat candy before you go to sleep, or you have a meal, a big meal before you go to sleep, your sleep quality is going to be shit. So even if you go to sleep at let's say midnight and you wake up at 8 a.m. and you think I got 8 hours of sleep. No. You were in bed for 8 hours, but you probably slept 6 if you actually look at the data. And so typically, people don't really understand how shit they're sleeping. And they're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. So yeah, I was I had the Oura Ring off for 6 months. And I did that because I was like, okay, my sleeping habits are good. My Oura Ring scores were typically in the high 80s. And then I took it off. Bad decision. It's okay to take it off for a while, but it's kind of like taking off the finance dashboard for your business. It's like, you know what? I'm running this agency so well that I don't need to look at the P&Ls. I don't need to look at the revenue and the profit monthly. It's good. I'm in a good motion. We're growing. It's not that extreme, but it is pretty much that extreme. And that's a good contrast. So, I mean, unless you have a measuring stick that can give you some form of data and a good measuring stick, right? A good bookkeeper, a good ring or something to tell you how your sleep is, you won't really know. I'll show you real data right now. And this, I think, will solve the afternoon slump, because for me, I was taking nootropics, and like, I think they're good to have in your back pocket if you couldn't get a good sleep and you did your best to get one and you just have tremendous amounts of things to do. And like, you got to, pop some nootropics, natural, of course. Once a week, 1 day a week, that's fine. 2 days a week, that's okay. 5 days a week, I don't recommend it. I have friends who do it, and I'm just like, nah, man, that's not for me. I still got tons of energy. Let me show you my ordering thing. Just and for those of you who aren't used to ordering. So, okay, check this out. Let's see what it says here. Where is it? It's got to say it in bed. So it says I got sleep. Oh, here it is. Perfect. Okay, so you should be able to see this. Total sleep and time in bed. It's not focusing on the phone. Anyways, this is time in bed, and the other one is total sleep. Total sleep is 6 hours and 59 minutes. Time in bed is 8 hours and 44 minutes. And my sleep score was 72, which is not great. My readiness score was 76. Okay. That's important because it's like, typically I would have, had I not had the ring, I would have been like, yeah, got 8 hours and 8.5 hours of sleep, or 8 hours of sleep. Really, I got 7. And so just get better sleeps, man. And work out. And like, getting better sleeps is actually harder than you'd think. Like, you got to work out, like do something with the fucking body. If you don't, the body's just going to have a hard time going to sleep because you're never working out and you're a couch potato and you're overweight, etc. So that's 1. 2 is eat clean. 3 is, make sure that you have a good digestive system that allows you to process your foods on time. And other things is just don't, have a massive meal an hour before sleep, because it'll take you energy to digest and yada yada. And if you do those things and you keep those habits, you'll have a pretty good sleep, and you should have much less of an afternoon slump, to where you could just have a short power nap of like 5-10 minutes in the afternoon, feel like super rejuvenated, and done. We update our clients weekly. Terrell Gentry. You need to get, like, this isn't probably the answer you're looking for, but the process you're talking about, yes, it's scary not having new clients coming in, and that's why it's important to have a really good lead gen system that can get you consistent counts. But ultimately, lead gen is straightforward. You just need to set a blocked off amount of time weekly. Every day for 2 hours, you do prospecting and lead gen, etc. If there's tactics that aren't working, you stop doing them and you test new ones, and you test new ones, and you test new ones, and you test new ones. Most important thing is that you set off maybe 20-30% of your week for prospecting and finding new accounts. Pretty monotonous task. Sales is pretty boring. But if you do it, your pipeline is going to be full after 30-60 days. And you keep iterating and testing new lead gen strategies, and double down on what works. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now, on the service delivery end, you're also going to have to block off time for doing service delivery. I call that ITB work in the business work. Maybe that's 40-50% of your time. So now you have 50% of your time on service delivery. Let's just say 30% of your time on sales and prospecting new customers and clients. You're left with 20%. The 20% can maybe go to like focusing on improving your processes and your service delivery and different things like this. However, the important thing is you need to hire someone as soon as possible that can handle the service delivery for you, so that you can focus predominantly on sales. So then you can hire another person, and then you can get the flywheel spinning. It's like the ultimate bridge, the ultimate chasm to cross for beginner freelancers / agency owners is to hire the damn person who can service the client. It took me forever to do that. And when I did it, it was like, oh my God, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do that sooner, years sooner? Could be a good idea. That dream might be a vision. TA. I struggle with volume. At some point, you need to let go of existing potential leads and just follow up with them once every 3-4 months and if you're following up once every 3-4 months, it shouldn't be very time consuming. Yeah, regulating yourself on outreach. You need to be aware of like what is good statistical relevance. I don't know, and trends and different things. You know, we'll send 500 Trojan horses one month and get 10 calls booked. We'll send 500 the next month and get 1. Does that mean it's not working? No. Look at the average. If I send 500 the next month and it's 1 again, I'm going to change something, and I might consider changing or tweaking, or I'm going to have to look at something. Maybe the deliverability is off. But ultimately, you know, send enough to where you feel like, okay, I sent enough and I'm not getting any responses. Great. I'm going to try and do something new. I'm going to test something new. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to test something new. Constantly test. And the faster you can test, the better. That's why scalability is so important, and efficiency. I think humans do need structure to be effective and efficient in life. Absolutely. I've talked about my routine in many videos, but it's pretty simple. I stop work for 2 hours prior to going to sleep most days. I'll do my best not to look at screens before I go to sleep, but that one's really hard for me. And I'll typically do a 10-15 minute meditation before going to sleep, and then go to sleep. Cool. My THM answer was 10 calls booked on 500 outreach messages. It's a 2% call booking rate, not 10%. So 2 to 3% is pretty standard, but like a really winning outreach strategy can get you 5, 10, 15%. 15 is absolutely insane. That's the highest I've seen, and it's not sustainable. But like anything above 5% call booking rate is absolutely bananas. Like, you're fucking on some serious money. And if you have any idea of how to build systems and operate and build a team, if that outreach scales at 5+%, dear Lord, you can probably scale to 7 figures, you know, less than a year. Growth of a tech agency. Pretty much all my suggestions are the same as what I've made in every YouTube video. Omer. It's the same kind of agency. It's an agency, right? Service delivery. B2B service. I mean, everything I talk about in my YouTube channel is not about the service that we deliver. It's about, you know, how to scale the agency. And the agency is a B2B service. So percentage of THM versus using cold email. I don't have enough experience with cold email. I never really did it. I never really tested straight cold text since the day I started doing outreach. Actually, not true. I did do personalized outreach, not in email though, in LinkedIn, and it worked really well. We signed multiple clients through it. Probably, like, I'm the worst example because when I got into Amazon advertising, you guys, nobody really fully understands unless you saw the market at that time and you saw it evolve. It was the biggest blue ocean that has hit planet Earth in a long time. Like there was thousands of millionaires made in the year of 2014 and 2015 because of Amazon and the third-party seller thing exploding. And that blue ocean was absolutely insane. And I had no idea at that time. Looking back, it's like, wow. So yeah, outreach crushed. You know, it was pretty easy to sign clients. And that's because there was service market fit. I can't stress this enough for anybody listening. Outreach is irrelevant. Service market fit comes first. Outreach comes second. Service market fit comes first. Outreach comes second. Fuck, I'm going to say it like 3 more times. That's the quote of the year for anybody who wants to start an agency. Now, very difficult to try to get understand service market fit, especially if you're a beginner. And that's where you really need training and help and guidance and a mentor. You know, it's like, fuck, man, it's difficult to teach service market fit. There's a bit of intuition in it, but it can definitely be broken down and taught. And ways to test service market fit are absolutely possible. All these companies that come out of Silicon Valley, tech companies, they talk about product market fit. Well, service market fit is the exact same thing. So if you want to learn about service market fit, learn about product market fit. Batiste, I don't think free samples, I don't think anything free kills conversions. It should help, you know. If you're offering services for free, I think it should help. Or you're trying to give something for free. A sample, absolutely. I love that idea. I resonate. A small market does scare me. Yes. Especially if it's red. Especially if it's a red ocean. But, if it's a small market that's growing very rapidly, like Amazon was in 2014, which is hard to forecast because now we're talking about the future, well, there's more potential. You don't know until you test. You know, you might say, okay, Shopify's 6,000 stores. Seems like a really small market. Well, true. It sounds like it's very small. I would be shocked if it was truly only 6,000 stores. I think there's probably a lot more. Maybe 6,000 successful stores. But yeah. You got to just test the market. Friends, I got to fly. It's 8:59. I love you all. I'm going to post this agency vlog video right now. This was epic. Omer and Khan, I'll maybe let this live stream run for a couple minutes so that you guys can get in contact with each other somehow. I'm not sure if ending this ends your conversation with each other. I think it does. Swap contact info quick. I appreciate you guys. What do you say in a call when they say, I think about it? I mean, typically the response is pretty immediate. It's okay, great. Well, I do these calls to see if there's anything I can answer while I'm on it. Is there something that you want to think about right now that I can answer for you? Or what is it specifically that you feel like you want to think about? Maybe there's a question I can answer for you that could be of value on this call while we're here together. You got it. Do enough calls, it'll become automatic. It'll just flow right off your tongue. Boom, boom, boom. All right. I love you guys all. Much love. I'll drop this video. If you like it, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please support the channel. Much love.